NCAA tournament goals in a blowout against Utah. Johns Hopkins tied a school NCAA tournament record with 22 goals against Bryant as we get ready for the opening faceoff. Matt Narewski for Johns Hopkins, Colin Hagstrom for Notre Dame, and the Blue Jays control the opening draw. They will go to work on offense first, and this is a Johns Hopkins team that's 1-2 against the ACC this season. A win at series. Will Lynch taking this face-off against Narewski. And the Blue Jays 2 for 2 at the X. But this is what Notre Dame can do. Hopkins wins the face-off, and Notre Dame time and again this season able to win it back with the ride, and it's a Kavanaugh that comes up with it, Pat, in this case.
So the net is a Notre Dame face-off win that goes unstatted because they have shorties.
Another face-off won by Hopkins. Narewski straight ahead. It dumps it back to Hawley.
If you point to a weakness, a crack in Notre Dame's numbers this year and their performance, face-offs is the on the national stage in legitimate fashion. What they've done out in South Bend, though, in terms of drawing fans to Arlotta, to me has been off the charts. It's so cool to watch.
Kevin Corrigan has built this program from the ground up. And while the brand of Notre Dame speaks in the imperative, Notre Dame lacrosse seasons for Degnan. 114 career goals. He's in the top 10 at Hopkins. Last week he passed the great Paul Rabel. And this is the first face-off won by the Irish. Jose Boyer off the wings from Carp's hometown of Yorktown, New York.
And that was a great example in a motion offense of creating space for a player. While everyone is in for Colorado,
face-off violation on Notre Dame. Hopkins ball.
They take Taylor out on face-offs and actually put a defensive midfielder, Brian Tevlin, on attack. We'll see Tevlin and Ramsey on attack, and then during strike, turn and rake. That's the best offense we've seen from Hopkins in the half-field set.
Narewski and Lynch, and the face-off won by the sophomore Will Lynch, who went 15 of 19 in round one. Narewski had a goal and an assist in round one, winning 8 out of 17 against Bryant.
That can't happen.
Offsides. Here's a chance. Degnan beating the crease. The one more pass off the stick. Marco Napolitano had it. Hopkins gets it back. A timeout by Peter Millam.
Huge Florida football fan. He went dressed as Tim Tebow for 3 consecutive Halloweens. One time he even used a Friar Tuck haircut.
Some of the haircuts we saw from Notre Dame last week would put the Friar Tuck haircut to shame. All-timers. In 1883, and one of those national titles was with my colleague and friend Quint Kesnick in goal back in 1987.
Gonna say it wasn't in the 1880s.
Could have been.
I think Coach Millman's done an incredible job. You know, he took over during the pandemic, which was difficult in terms of relationship building, connectivity. And his personality, even-keeled, monotone. He doesn't initially, what Timmy Marcial said, you sense how much more comfortable he has become with the team. He said he's not easy to read, but he's easy to like. And I think Coach Millman has figured out what matters, what this team needs to do to play winning lacrosse. I think he's delegated more effectively. And this team is taking care of the small things. Ground balls, clearing, turnovers, the things that win lacrosse games.
And in this game, his 2 big points of emphasis, offensively, use pick, 42nd goal for Kavanaugh, 42nd down the season. The youngest of 6 siblings, 4 older brothers, and an older sister, Colleen. Hopkins wins the faceoff. Hawley lost it. Comes back to the Irish. It's Chris Kavanaugh leading the charge. He'll slow it down. Hopkins gets back defensively. And this defense, Quint, now has to dig in for Hopkins.
He could care less about his stats. He's just looking up at the scoreboard and trying to make things happen.
That'll be against Notre Dame. So Johns Hopkins has the ball. Quint, the Blue Jays' last shot came almost 7 minutes ago. Last shot.
Well, they're fortunate that they're shooting nearly 50% in this game because the time of possession has shifted dramatically. You're controlling the ball to read the defense all while you're being covered and hacked. It's brilliant.
Hockey background for Pat Kavanaugh. That is the 73rd point of the season, and he is now 2 shy of tying his brother Matt for most in a single season in Irish history. Hawley, Dave Petramala's nephew, 26 in blue. Flag down. So Hopkins will have a man up here.
You could see that coming a mile away.
There were times in the first half when it was Ramsey guarding Melendez. Notre Dame was comfortable leaving Ramsey the short stick on Melendez, who now has 2 goals or more in 6 straight games.
His consistency in the second half of the season has really jumped out at me. He showed flashes early year, pockets, and then little lulls, and then another. Man, at the end of the year, he's put it together, Anish, every single week. He's been great.
How about his...
As he's pushing to his strong hand, his preferred left hand, and has topside leverage, you've got to make him a passer. You've got to go and double team him.
Face-off violation against Hopkins.
Now, the thing about the motion offense is sometimes off ball, that's a little gray. There's a confusion there. If guys are moving, I may be in the backup position, the support position 1 second, and then when Collison goes, my guy moves, what do I do? Do I stay or do I go? The new wave song, right? Should I stay or should I go now? Pat Kavanaugh has 49 assists for this team. It's
50 now with 1 today.
That's more than 40% of the team's overall assists. So if we can take that away,
Jack Hawley has been the utility man for Hopkins this year. So good off the third. He's got 3 goals today.
Much more impactful in this game than I've seen all season long.
Came into the game with 10 on the season. Will Lynch accelerates up ahead. Over to Chris Kavanaugh. Face dodge. Spun around. Here comes Ramsey. Wanted McCann on the crease feed. Instead, it results in a turnover.
That's the right play.
Lynch able to win the faceoff. 4-goal lead for the Irish, 2.5 to go, third quarter. Hasn't been a championship weekend since 2015. Hopkins, last time they were there was 2015. Blue Jays lost by a goal to Maryland. Notre Dame lost that year in the semifinals to eventual champion Denver. Opening face-off of the fourth quarter. You can feel the intensity, and the Irish have it.
Irish have dominated time of possession in that third quarter because of their face-off success. Slow start, done much better in the second half. And you never know who's got more to give this year. He looks like the guy getting hot at the right time.
Late in the season, Notre Dame had a bye week, and Kevin Corrigan treated it almost like a football coach would treat spring practice. Not all of it was geared toward game planning. They spent a lot of time on developing the younger guys for moments like this.
Well, we talked to Eric Dobson, number 27 recruit according to Inside Lacrosse. Lefty with a bright future. High school teammates with Finn Thompson of Syracuse.
Big face-off win for Tyler Dunn and Hopkins.
Yeah, essential face-off win.
NCAA tournament Notre Dame single game record.
And he said, I think if you're Hopkins, you've hung around here. You've extended this game midway through the fourth quarter within range and at least put some pressure on Notre Dame now to finish this thing off. So many times this year they've had walk-away wins. Blowout. Brendan, Pat, and sister Colleen.
Johns Hopkins ball. They need 4 goals in 2 minutes. Peshko. There's one.
3 goals in 2 minutes. So the impact of face-offs. Here we go. You open the door if you're Hopkins.
He's good. Narewski wins it to himself. A chance for the Blue Jays. Over the wing. Melendez. Save, Entenmann. A Manganell up ahead for Devlin. He lost it. Big ground ball knocked out of bounds by Notre Dame. It goes back to Hopkins, 1:46 to go.